Steve Evans, almost a week on since our 5-0 victory over Barrow on Friday. How's your week been so far since?
Well, it's been very busy, isn't it? You know, we're obviously it was a really top performance against Barrow, good side who win a lot of games and sure to be competing at the top end. And then obviously with the weekend off, so staff and partners and etc. went out and players went out on their own team building event, but back in the building on Monday and training's been bright and good since, so we're looking forward to Saturday.
And after what was arguably our performance of the season last week, confidence and belief must be high in the squad at the moment.
Yeah, listen, we don't ever get them too high and we don't ever allow it too low. We're on a medium, but I think it was great for them. They had their night out planned for, like all the clubs did, weeks in advance, and to go and win 5-0 sends them away in a great frame of mind. So from the players' point of view, fantastic.
As we spoke about last week, seems our next game is our biggest game of the season. It keeps being so. How big of a game is Mansfield this season?
It's a massive game. You know, Mansfield, I spoke to John Radford, the chairman of Mansfield, only a couple of days ago to wish him happy birthday. And, you know, so I think the one thing you get there is you've got good manager, top squad, you know, absolute top end investment in the group. So we know what's coming here on Saturday. Supporters, I've always said, give me plenty of stick when I went there last year, but incredible supporters. You know, they'll like, so a bit Northampton a few weeks back, they'll find ways to get here, whether it's bus, train, bike, walk. And so I've got nothing but respect and huge admiration for what comes. But it's our job to stand up against them and try and take 3 points.
Do you feel that extra bit of pressure when you come up against one of your former clubs?
Nah, it doesn't matter to me. I think you fall in love with them all. I think you see it as almost a young man growing up, and I'm older now, but a young man growing up, and you go through a series of girlfriends or boyfriends as these days. So from that point of view, it's just another game. We have to deal with it. We got an opportunity to win a game.
And we've now officially had our best ever start to the Football League season. How do you, the coaching staff and the players, make sure that form continues into the second half of the season?
We just keep focused. We keep working hard. I think we said before the cup game at Kings Lynn, you know, beat Kings Lynn and it allows our supporters to dream before the draw. And of course, we all know we've got Aston Villa away, so our opportunity is to try and make sure we go into the Christmas period, or we sit down on Christmas Day in the top 3. It would be absolutely remarkable, you know, through the FA Cup. You know, we play the Papa John's next week, only lost in penalties in the Carabao, so the dressing room has been fantastic, but it's one game at a time. We've got Mansfield here in the follow-up to Barrow, you know, so 4th in the table versus I think it's 7th in the table now. So 2 really toughies. So one game at a time. Keep focused, keep working hard, and letting others think about what might be.
And with January just around the corner, have you got plans lined up? Are you ready to go come the 1st of the month?
Listen, the chairman's in today. You probably pass him in the building. He's in today. But you know, we speak 3 or 4 times a week. You know, there's no secret. He won't get any surprises. I think I've always said I try and manage upwards by no surprises. So you're always discussing things, whether it's what you're thinking with the team, what you're thinking about players' performances and form, to new signings, to players you move on. The chairman won't get any surprises today. But we'll continue our work towards trying to improve the group in January, which is pretty tough. We have a fantastic dressing room. We've got competition in most, if not all, areas of the pitch. But we're just trying to see if, as a manager, as staff, and our chairman and Leon, to see if we can make it a little bit better.
And just finally, there's no real better time to start coming down to the Lamex Stadium and dragging your friends and family with you to support this team.
I think it's a brilliant opportunity. There's no Premier League football, there's no excuses. Of course, we can all come and help us against Mansfield on Saturday, and then I'll go home or go to the pub, whatever you want to do, and watch England. And it's a massive day football-wise, isn't it, for the country? But it's a massive day for this town. We have to grab these opportunities. I spoke before Barrow and said how important it would be that we look after that game. And it's massively, again, against Mansfield. These are, I think they were the ultimate pre-season favourites before Richie and the people at Luton Leyton Orient started spending the money they did. But you know, Mansfield squad is absolute top class. It's got about 25, 26 proper players. Probably unsure about who Nigel will pick here on Saturday because he's that number of options. But it's going to be two good teams doing battle. But let's just look after the weekend and then we'll see where we go when we go to Wimbledon.
It's great. Thank you, Kev.
I missed last week's game, so just had to watch it from afar. But the thing that struck me was, the amount of times you've said to us, oh, if we'd got a second, would have gone on to score 4 or 5. You did it last week. I guess now the plan is to do that on a more regular basis.
Yeah, listen, I think I've always said goals change games. And then it was quite rightly identified by a number of people to us that we win a lot of games by the odd goal, but very, very often I've gone home thinking in the car just to myself that if we'd got a third goal, we'd have got 2 or 3 more because we had so much dominance in the game. And then like everything, when there's only 1 goal in it, you end up defending late on the last 5-10 minutes, and sometimes supporters or all of us can get the stadium misjudging just what they've seen. They've probably seen 80 minutes of dominance from one team, but the last 10 minutes sort of disguises your vision a little bit or your thoughts on what was there. So we got the second goal, and I think we scored 5 against Bath. It could be 8 or 9 to be fair at the end. And there's a combination of that. The boys got a lot more confidence. They get into a little bit of a dejection mode. So from our point of view, it's just about putting teams to the sword when we get the chance.
Barrow game also brought up 20 for the season, and it's, I think, was it 22 points from the first 10, 21 from the second 10. That's bang on target for you, I guess.
Missed the point in that second 10. I think we, as you know, we said we measure it in 10-game blocks, and our objective always is whatever you achieve in a 10, can we improve in the next 10? And we didn't improve. So for me, we were 5% down, and 5% down doesn't end up getting promotion, because if we go 5% down again, we'll probably not be in the top 3. So it's when you're trying to be in that top group, it's the elite group if you like, then you have to find a way to win games. The words of Sean Dyche, when they win promotion with Burnley back to the Premier League, they have to find a way to win games. We've got until the new year, and then it starts to be 1 game away. The table takes a long time to turn after that, but we need to get to the new year.
Turning to Mansfield, you've got, League Two's full of different types of managers, from the experienced ones to the novices. Nigel's like yourself, he's been around for a long time, so do you know each other well? Do you know each other well?
Listen, we're not social friends, that's for sure. But we're very respectful managers. When we come up against each other, we always have a good old chat. When we meet each other at games, we have a chat. For me, he's a top-class manager. I think after I left Mansfield, I don't say it, but he's the first proper manager that went in behind me for a long time. I think John and Callan got it absolutely right when they put Nigel in. He's a good guy. It's not just Nigel, it's his staff, it's the ethos, it's everything he brings, it's his knowledge. You nearly look at the squad that's been built. That squad is just been built for promotion, end of story. I spoke to the chairman at Mansfield earlier this week, and only on WhatsApp to happy birthday and a few wishes, and we're going to do dinner over Christmas, but they'll have high expectations for Nigel, and so they should, because he's a top manager, and I think he'll ultimately take them to League One for sure.
Just looking back at Barrow last week, obviously that was a Friday night game, which had its reasons for being on a Friday night, but would that be something the club would think about doing again?
Well, our chairman makes that decision whether we go Friday nights. I personally love them. I think if you've got 3 week leading up to it, a 3 week afterwards, I think Friday night football's great, providing the opposition, and are happy with it, because they've got to consider the travelling supporters and a number of factors. But that's a decision their board would make.